The Gauteng Health Department couldn't launch a new clinic in Sebokeng yesterday. The Health and Allied Workers Indaba trade union was forced to intervene in a dispute between angry community members and health workers at the clinic. The community has been protesting over poor service delivery for several years now, and yesterday was no different. The union says the Health MEC tried to forcefully proceed to open the new clinic instead of engaging the community on their demands. The community, of course, responded angrily and disrupted the program. Let's hear more now from the union's president, Rich Sicina, who joins us virtually from Durban. Rich, thank you so much for your time. This is a complex matter and one that we've seen unfolding in various communities across the country, where the frustration of a lack of basic services has really bubbled over. That even in the face of beautiful facilities like this new clinic that was about to open in Sebokeng, when even that is not good enough to try and get the community on your side, government must know that people have been angry and frustrated for a very, very long time. Explain to us the background behind the anger felt in that community that bubbled over yesterday.
Good afternoon, Gordon. Good afternoon to your team there in studio, and also to the viewers at home and those who are listening. Thank you for having us as Health and Allied Workers in our trade union. Listen, that area, Sebokeng in particular, in as far as healthcare service delivery is concerned, it has been struggling for many years. Remember, that particular clinic in Zone 17 in Sebokeng was actually completed in 5 years ago, but because of unrest in the area, government has been struggling to open it, and until now the EU is saying let's officially open it. Still, the community in that particular area is angry. It's angry. It's just a complete mess. There's poverty, despair, and discouragement. They are saying even when this clinic was built, the community was never involved. Even if now what they are actually saying is to say, if you open it and without involving us, without employing at least the youth around, not that you are going to employ all of them, but show the youth or the community in the area that we want them to be involved in the delivery of services going forward. They are then saying, the community says, we are not going to allow it to happen, even if you can open it and we are going to disrupt it. They are even threatening to burn it down. So we were called by our members who are health professionals, healthcare workers in the facility, to say we are struggling and we can't work in this particular situation. Our lives are in danger. We are not safe. We had to go there as a trade union to defend our members and those who believe in us, until we had to say here. Because before we are unionists, before we are professional nurses, for example, we are from the community. Let's listen to the community. Let's try to and see if we can assist here and there. We then decided to engage the community. What is actually your problem? The problem is unemployment. The problem is their involvement in the running of the facility. Like, after we listened to their grievances, we really said, Gordon, you know what? These things can actually be resolved. You don't need a rocket scientist. You don't even need to have billions to resolve it, because obviously there are people who are going to be needed. They are going to use the program like the EPW program to employ people. Why then don't you outline that to say, how are you going to do it? Address these particular grievances, because they are simple and straightforward. We assisted. Actually, the representatives from the Premier's office, they came and we agreed to say, let's do something. And the representative from the Premier's office, we had a box as a trade union where we were encouraging people to bring their CVs, assisting them to fill Z83 and stuff like that. Out of 5 EPWP people that were going to be employed, the Premier's office agreed to take that number to 15. And that was a progress until the MEC came on Friday.
Rich, if I could just come in there for a second, because it does sound like there were two correlating issues. The one being lack of general service delivery in the area, healthcare being one of it, and the fact that it seems that even while this clinic was being built, plans weren't being made for healthcare to still continue even while that building was going up. I believe it was even being built on the same site where the old dilapidated clinic was. So there was no were no plans in place to ensure that healthcare was continuing while the new building was growing, so was being built. So it seems that that is the one issue, along with the lack of service delivery in general, and then the other being a major issue in that you believe that there was a lack of communication and good faith communication about how this clinic was going to be run and how the community would be involved in the running of the community, whether it be with jobs or businesses connected to the clinic.
Exactly. And that is actually what frustrates the community in particular, to say, remember that area is, there's only one particular CHC, a 24-hour clinic, which is Indaba. And the catchment area for one CHC, it's too much. Everyone from all those zones in Sebokeng, from zone 17, zone 3, they all go straight to Indaba as a CHC when they need medical help before they can go to Sebokeng Hospital. And that frustrates them as well, because before you go, others, they have to take 2 taxis until they make it to Indaba. It's a complete mess. So the particular facility that was actually operating next to the new one, there's no plans. Obviously, dilapidated buildings, there are actually containers there. The environment is not only conducive, it's not conducive to work for workers to work there, let alone conducive for patients to be attended to and get assistance. And they are saying this gross shortage of material resources and buildings, the gross shortage of staff, it makes them go into this particular clinic in the morning and they will be seen at 4 in the afternoon. Actually, they were saying, let it open, but they must also be involved. All they needed from those in positions of authority is someone who's going to say, okay, this is what we are going to do. We have so many posts that we are going to do. A person who's going to run the canteen in this particular clinic is going to be from the facility, because it's going to be from the community. Because Indaba, workers at Indaba as well, they are really tired. They can't take it anymore. They are saying that influx of patients in their CHC is crazy. That particular clinic was actually very important for it to be open.
And is there the belief, let's say we are able to get past the current standoff and the clinic is able to open and create services, is there the hope and the belief that this current new facility will be big enough, will be good enough to service the needs of the community?
It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Remember, in each and every zone, in each and every location in Sebokeng, if in an ideal world, we would like to have if we are talking about zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4 until zone 17, in each and every, at least 5 or 3 locations must have a 24-hour operating clinic at least. But now this particular clinic, it's big enough, very beautiful. You see, that was actually it's a good work that has actually the ruling party has done in as far as that clinic is concerned. But unfortunately, it's not going to be enough because it's too late already. We were supposed to be talking about the 5th or the 4th clinic that has been built by the ruling party now, but we are talking about this one, the only one that is going to come and assist Indaba. It means the entire Sebokeng area will be only having 2 24-hour operating clinics. It's not enough, but unfortunately, in the absence of the best, mediocre becomes the best. So that particular clinic will say, for the community surrounding it, it's not a bad thing to do. It's actually going to lessen the burden.
Okay, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for your insight. That's Rich Sicina. He's the president of the Health and Allied Workers Indaba Trade Union, chatting to us there about their side of the story. Later on, we will be speaking to the Gauteng Health Department for their right of reply, and that should be around 7:30 this evening.